Hello and welcome into the Gold Lion Sports Network. I'm Luke Winstall. Thank you all for tuning into our submission for the NFHS Marketing Award video. Here at St. Pius, we have completely revamped our social media and our webcast program. It started out back when I was a freshman here at St. Pius. We had one Twitter account that had 232 total followers, and it's grown and grown as time's gone on. But before the season started, I thought that here at St. Pius, we should establish a webcast social media crew. That's what we did. We have guys like Sebastian Giraldo, Noah Verzel, Matthew Adams, and myself, Luke Winstall, who have now made an Instagram page, a Facebook account with a page here at St. Pius, and we've gotten just a massive following on social media. We have over 700 followers on Instagram, nearly 900 on Twitter, and over 1,200 Facebook friends, and more than 100 likes on our Facebook page. And of course, with those numbers being so big, our webcast viewership has grown as well. And on those social media accounts, we bring multiple different things. We have videos, highlights, live reports, graphics made by guys like Christian Minshew and Garrett Loges, who will help us by making graphics to promote those big games that we stream on our network. And of course, our following's just gotten so big, and our social media has really benefited our program. Now let's take a look at what specifically we've done here at St. Pius and what our social media coverage looks like. Thank you for tuning in, and here's our video. Here is a picture of our logo. We have permanent placement on our school's website with a tab that is a direct link to our NFHS network page. We have branded ourselves ESPX because our school's abbreviation is SPX for St. Pius X Catholic High School, and it's also a spinoff of ESPN. In order to promote our webcasts and spread the word that we are broadcasting upcoming events, we will post on our social media accounts. We post things like pictures, graphics, and videos on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to catch the eye of the people in our community and encourage them to put the upcoming events on their schedule, and be sure to tune into ESPX for live coverage. When we promote our broadcasts a few days before each game, we are coming to our audience by posting and reaching them through their social media feed. Doing this brings awareness to what is going on athletically in our community. The graphics you are seeing on your screen currently were created by St. Pius Juniors, Christian Minshew, and Garrett Loges, who work on our pregame video team. They made these to help us promote the biggest matchups of the year, such as rivalry games, playoff games, and home opening games that we will broadcast across all of our sports. Now we'll show you some clips of pregame shows we did over the past season exclusively on our social media.
To be St. Pius's top scorer coming off the bench, he was 3 for 3 shooting, had 8 total points, hit 2 threes and a 2-pointer in the game against Carver. And for Carver, in case you were wondering, number 14, AJ Watts, was their star player, had 37 of their 65 total points on 14 of 21 shooting, or 66%. Also, it was a total block party between the two teams. There were 18 combined blocks, and also St. Pius was really able to do a lot in their press. They had 9 steals compared to Carver's 4. And now, Kyle, for St. Pius, any key players, any other key matchups to watch?
Well, can Baldwin handle St. Pius's press? We know St. Pius loves to get out there and strap you down, play whole 94 feet. Has Baldwin seen that? I'm not really sure if they've seen teams that get after you as efficiently and effectively as St. Pius does. Matt Gonzalo, we all know about him. He is the floor general. He makes that offense run so smoothly, but he gets after it defensively with his brother Brian. And Everett Lane, he's the big shot maker, the big shot taker. If he's knocking down 3-pointers, that makes St. Pius extremely hard to beat.
It's a rematch of 365 days ago in that game against Upson-Lee right here in this building. Upson-Lee won 53-48. They led 27-14 at the half. St. Pius only 4 for 22 on their field goals in the first 2 quarters. They completely did a 180, turned it around in the second half.
During some of the biggest basketball games of the year, lead commentator Luke Winstall did live reports after every quarter of the game on our social media accounts to recap and analyze the action for our audience on social media. Here's a snippet of a report Luke did during St. Pius's Final Four game after the second quarter.
St. Pius had the lead the entire time until about 2 minutes left in the third. And just some quick notes, Zach Ransom picked up block number 2 of the game, number 8 of the playoff run. Also picked up a technical foul after he stared down the man whose shot he blocked. For St. Pius and also for Baldwin, both had 10 team fouls in the first 10 to 12 minutes of play. And St. Pius candidly fouled 10 times against Baldwin in the first 10 minutes of play. That allowed Baldwin to get their rhythm shooting going. They hit those free throws that they got off of the fouls. They were able to draw it closer to St. Pius. The Golden Lions led 10-0 early in the first quarter, and then at the half it was 33-30. So Baldwin went on a big run.
Here are some examples of in-game updates on Facebook from the game versus North Oconee, and the updates on Instagram from the Stevens County game. For Facebook and Instagram, we give live in-game updates during football season at the conclusion of each quarter of play. These posts always include pictures and videos to show our audience what the environment and the stadium is like. The updates allow anyone who can't make it to the game and can't watch the webcast to still keep track of how their favorite St. Pius teams are doing. This is an example of one game of live Twitter coverage. St. Pius Jr. Sebastian Giraldo does the in-game updates on all 3 platforms, and on Twitter he tweets every time either team scores and at the end of every quarter. Twitter is the platform we update the most because our posts on Twitter get the most impressions and the most views. For example, in the month of March alone, our tweets of basketball postseason and soccer regular season coverage got a total of 100,000 impressions on our 85 total tweets. The most successful game we had this season in terms of social media coverage was the Baldwin Final Four basketball game. We turned our webcast crew into a full student-run 5-man social media team, and the coverage tipped off with a 19-minute solo pregame show from Luke Winstel, and then Luke did a pregame interview with GHSA reporter Kyle Sandy. Once the game began, the social media team posted pictures and live in-game score updates every 4 minutes of game clock. Luke did a Twitter live report after every quarter and a halftime show with Kyle Sandy. Once the game concluded, Luke did an interview with Sandy, a full post-game recap with stats and analysis, and also an exclusive interview with star player Everett Lane. To show you our post-game coverage on social media, we will play our 3 favorite clips of post-game shows and interviews from this past season. The first clip is Luke Winstel's post-game show after the basketball state championship loss to Upson Lee. The second clip is Luke's interview with Kyle Sandy after St. Pius won an exciting game against Baldwin in the Final Four. The third snippet is Luke's interview with St. Pius star basketball player Everett Lane after one of the best games on one of the biggest stages of his high school career.
Golden Lion Sports Network on Twitter. I'm Luke Winstel. Thank you all for tuning in and checking us out. The 4A State Championship has been played. It happened at 4 o'clock this afternoon at McCamish Pavilion, and Upson Lee pulled out the win. They beat St. Pius 70-54, and now Upson Lee, after winning, will likely head to the Geico National Tournament. They're an incredible team. They've now won 63 straight games, and it's just their inside-out combo of Ty Fagan, who put up 21 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks into
The Stevens layup, that was all she wrote. What a game.
And would you say Everett Lane is your player of the game tonight?
Most certainly, no doubt about it. I think if you doubt him, you can't doubt him anymore. He's going to be a lock for an all-state selection. I saw everything I needed to see and more. The kid is an absolute competitor. He had 3 blocks out there. He's only about 6'2". That kid's heart is bigger than anything you can imagine. Phenomenal player. I can't believe he's not playing college basketball.
Welcome into the Gold Lion Sports Network. I'm Luke Winstel, joined by Region 8 Player of the Year, Everett Lane. So Everett, first off, what were your thoughts on the Baldwin game? You dropped 25 points. What did you think about that?
I just thought, they always came back. We'd respond. They'd respond. It was a great game. Crazy atmosphere.
And now, thank you for tuning in to ESPX, the Gold Lion Sports Network. We appreciate your support. Thank you.